As we make our way through our training series on the Key to Success Planning System, I want to show you what the weekly pages are all about. Throughout this journey, I've talked a lot about having vision, having goals, setting milestones, and being able to indicate each and every day what your key 3 are. Today I'm going to talk about how you really build a week that's going to promote all of those things and give you structure. So stay with me. In the beginning of this planning system, I really focused on daily pages and trying to maximize each and every opportunity, each and every day. I wake up every morning and I think to myself, how can I make this the most successful day of my life? What things can I accomplish? What things am I going to put extra attention and effort into that are going to help me drive my future, reach the goals, help paint that vision that I have in front of me? And I think we've done a very good job with that. And as we've built that daily page and I've went from week to week, I've always had this moment of what can we do to develop each week at the same level that we develop each day? How can we have something in front of us every week that helps us reflect on the week that we just embarked and help us gain traction on the week in front of us? Through creating those daily pages, I wanted to have some type of planning page that kind of helped me reflect on the week that I just had, indicate the accomplishments that I made, but yet gave me some type of satisfaction on what it was that I should go into next week focusing on. And with having a daily page that so strongly supported the activities in front of me, I felt it was really important to have a weekly page that really helped support the activities and the progress that we're making. With this weekly page, I wanted to have a space that you could spend 15 minutes on, maybe 20, and help understand where you're at, see where you're going, and how you're going to get there. But I wanted it to be something that you didn't have like a book in front of you where you had to go page by page and write paragraph after paragraph. I wanted it to be something that in 15 to 20 minutes you could really get a good feel on where you were in your journey. The first thing that we did is we established a spot for you to list your 3 largest accomplishments in the previous week. What made that week successful? We all have projects, we all have tasks, and for a lot of us, some of those roll from one week to the next. And we want a space where we could indicate some of the big things that are happening in our life that need to be at the foreground of our coming week. From there, I want to talk about what are some of the things that are taking our focus away from what matters most. What is taking our attention and where are we being occupied each and every day? Each of us have big things going on, and those rolling projects, those tasks need to be at the foreground of what we have going on in front of us. And I wanted a space where we could indicate some of those things so that as we're planning our future week, that we know that, hey, this task, this project, those are things that need to be on my radar. Those are things that are going to be in front of me as I plan the next week. In this next space here, it's a spot really where it's about talking about the things that are taking your attention. How are you coming off focus? By indicating those things and being able to write those down, for me, in this case, working remotely, that's been a real challenge. Not being at the office, surrounded by all the tools and assets that I have there, that has taken my attention away from the projects in front of me. It's had times when my kids needed help or assistance with their virtual learning. And not that they're negative things, but they're things that sometimes as we're planning the week in front of us, we need to know that there's still things that are occupying our space that might prevent us from getting everything on our plate accomplished, or putting us in a spot where we realize that we have limited time, so we have to maximize the time in front of us. Self-assessment. There's always opportunities to improve, and as we kind of move through these different seasons, there's always changes that are taking place, and with every change there's some type of level of uncertainty. And for us as humans, as business leaders, as people that are entrepreneurs, for us that are trying to reach our goals and our vision, those moments of uncertainty are the opportunities for us to improve, and to be able to indicate those things here as we move from week to week is going to be critical. sometimes a simple mention of just restructuring your ideal week and making sense of everything going on as we move through these different seasons is really huge to your success and path. Every week we cross bridges, and every week we form new opportunities. And a space where you can indicate the things that are going to make a real difference in your future is always a great place to have a spot for that self-reflection. Connections. We are a society that works off of connections. We have social media platforms that we utilize every day to help us connect with individuals that are far away and those that are right next to us. Being able to write down the connections that you make or that you're working on building, those are the instruments, those are the people, those are the influencers that are going to change your vision to reality. And being able to know who they are and who you're going to be calling on in the next week is as important as anything else in your plan. The planning board is really a space where you can really use this spot to indicate some of the ideas. Maybe it's to write down some of the to-dos that are on your plate. Just kind of like just lay it all out there. It's kind of that whole theory, throw it at the wall and see what sticks. That's how I use it a lot of times. I just put everything that's on my mind, and then I start to prioritize as I move into this next section and I determine what my investments are. I look back at this and say, okay, these were the things I put over here, and I'm going to start laying those things out here. I indicated here I want to redefine my ideal week. That's a self-improvement goal. I want to build a better relationship with Bradford because that's a huge opportunity. We've seen great success in this meeting, so I want to continue that relationship. I know if I want to have a good fourth quarter and I want to understand the sales, I got to grow this new website, and that has to be part of my career plan. Using this space to really indicate those critical items, if it be a project, a task, or just a goal, be able to indicate some of those things that you can make traction on in the upcoming week is really vital, and this is the space to do it in. From there, taking those critical areas of investment, those things that should have your attention, and understanding what is part of your key three, what things matter most, what things can you schedule, what things can you assign. This is a space to do it in. And this add a view week, and I put this in perspective, and for some people they've asked me, Branden, why isn't this the first thing you put in perspective? And why is it the last thing when you talk about what you're going to say next? This spot, I go through this whole planning session to figure out all the stuff that's on my plate, try to revalidate where my focus should be, and then I go through here and I write in my current commitments. These are the appointments, these are the work activities, the job functions that are required of me. This is the at-home time that I need to commit to. And I write all that out in a block format, and then I go back through and say, where is the spaces that I have available? You know, if I have something planned here to here and something planned here to here, what can I do in this space right here that's going to make an impact? And how can I transition from one spot to the next? It's called block planning, and when we use an add a view week to do that, it really gives us a sense on where our opportunities are. To maximize this, you want to understand what your ideal week is. And if you guys have not seen that video, hit the card right up here and take a look at it, because the ideal week, this should be a reflection of that ideal week, but this is the spot where you define those moments of opportunity each and every week. Guys, as we move through this session and continue our training on how to maximize this planner, I encourage you, if you haven't already, take a moment, hit the subscribe button, slam that bell, get more notifications, because we're going to continue to give you more tips. We're talking about training now, and it's important as anything else to learn how to use it. But there will be a moment in time where we start to dive into some real life activities. We're reaching out to people currently that are using this planner and asking for their input on how they're utilizing this simple structure, this process to improve their goal setting journey. And I want you guys to be a part of that. So go ahead, subscribe to the channel, get notifications, comment below on how you utilize these tools, and follow me as we continue to make this journey together. I'm Branden Bodendorfer, the founder and creator of the Key to Success Planning System, and let's keep moving forward.